My man, how you doing today, brother?
I am good, and you?
All right, man. Thanks for taking some time today. I appreciate you.
No worries. Same for you, man. Let me just get everything up and running on this side. It's a bit
You
weird.
got?
It's got this little. So in the video, you've got this little video now on top of your video. I don't know what that is. That's something new. I don't know what Elon's trying there, but
Can you see me?
let me check. If you is your video on?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. It's a whole new feature.
So if you get in the left hand and the bottom, you'll see mic is on, camera's on. So if you switch on camera, it should switch between me and you when
I
we
have
talk.
no camera option, only the microphone.
Ah, yeah, you're old school then. I don't know why.
All right. Either way, my voice is good enough.
Yes. Let me get everything on Jumbotron. One moment.
Appreciate you.
And then we'll kick it off. Choop. So I'm just scrolling through your stuff, seeing which are the cool posts. It's always difficult for me to figure that out because
No worries.
lot,
The pin post should do it.
yeah, a lot of people forget about this, and it's also very important to just show people what it's all about. Post mine, and then we'll have a chat. Uh, that continue. I always this thing's also always very weird. When every time my mom phones, for some reason it freezes my face, and my mom have got this annoying habit of phoning me right in the middle of the space every single time.
If it's not mom, it's work. Something's always going on for sure.
Yeah, no, it's mostly mom. She does that. But anyway, but cool. I'll kick it off. Thanks for joining so far. So we'll see who else joins, and we've got good speakers here like Physical Utility, which I'll talk to. Someone I'm going to partner with. I know I owe you a response. It's been hectic on my side, and I'll talk a bit about the space and where we're going and how we're going to work together in context of physical items. Just want to give a shout out to American TM. He's my mayor of Wolfville. He's one of my biggest. I don't want to say fan, but investor, and I always quite enjoy his comments, advice, involvement. He's one of those community members you want and all of this that really gets involved and believes in you, and that's so core to the success of all of this. It's always very nice. And then Chukwaka, who is one of the guys that work with me in Wolfie Sports Space. Always glad to have you here. Thanks, buddy. Your responses and help and work is always very appreciated. So thanks for joining NFT Tuesdays. This is the Tuesdays that I host live from Wolfie Sport at the moment. So I think everybody's gotten used to my beard. I actually got it GHD today because I had a really very important meeting in the city. So Jace next door and our, because we own a hair and beauty salon next door, she GHD did it for me. It's pretty cool. It's not something I do
My man, the
because
beard's making us all look bad. All right, I got the mini version of such thing, and I was
yeah,
trying to get along with it. I wanted to hide a weapon in my beard, which I know you can hide snacks in yours, but I
yes.
couldn't do it, man. I gave up halfway through, so I got about like a third of that length. GG's.
I used to have a bit bigger back in the day, but it does take a bit of maintenance. There's this one beard comb I want to buy from the Viking shop. It's a beard GHD comb thing, which you just comb your beard with, and it GHDs and straightens it in one time, so like the whole thing is heated, which looks pretty cool. So I want to get that at some stage. But my grooming has gone down over the last couple of years. I was more interested in when I'm younger. Now I just do it so my wife doesn't annoy me. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things that comes with age. But yeah, thanks for joining NFT Tuesdays, Wolfie's Bar. So for those who don't know, we're IRL business. Well, let me throw you guys on. We're IRL business in Southeast London. We're approaching 4 years now. Actually, we built this right in the middle of COVID. Started it in COVID, so we weren't open in 2020, but we opened in 2021. But we started the build and the design. for this space. Most people don't know when you build physical spaces like this or launch a business, there's quite a hell of a lot of planning that goes beyond every aspect of it, from the product services to the design to the regulation and stuff. So it takes a while to get to that point. So we started 2020. We've been doing this for about 4 years. We originally built this for my son, Little Wolf, so that's why it's called Wolfies. And it's not named after me; it's named after my son. His name's Wolf, but we call him Wolfie because he's still tiny and he's the love of our life. So we call him that. And then the reason why we've got a giant giraffe in the middle of Wolfies, and I'll try. I've got a very awkward stand. My other one broke, um, so I'm getting a new one. But that giant giraffe with the chandelier is actually there specifically for Wolfie because it's his favorite animal, and that's why we purchased it originally, and we'll put it in Wolfie's bar, even though it's called Wolfie's. So we've been running this business now for 4 years. We run our businesses with very specific values. So, for example, with this business and the one next door, which is our hair and beauty salon, we've had that for 20 years now. So it's a very old business in that context, and we've upgraded about 6 times in space size. So it's much larger than this space. It's quite something. Crypto Tom, I've seen it, so he's been there. I showed it him next door. So, but we have very specific values we perceive, the one being community. So every aspect of Wolfie's Bar is designed around community. So from the physical space where you'll see that we've got multitude of different types of seating in here. The seating is specifically structured for what functions the community would have. So whether it is if you need to work from here and you need privacy because you've got your back to the wall, your computer to the wall, or if you want to have type of normal dinner engagements, or if you want to sit on a dining room table and have a family style dinner or a big meeting. If you want to look important or corporate, you can sit there on the edge of it and put your hands on the table and make a lot of noise. And then if you want to do something more specific, which is creative or leisured, we've got our aviated chairs next to the giraffe where you can chill. And if you're a business person, you walk in here, you go, okay, but why don't you put more seats in? You can do so much more with the space than we did. And the reason for it is we wanted to build something that facilitates community engagements. Real spaces like this, or one, they're dying out quite quick. I mean, independence, but there are actually the modern fireplaces, or the modern fireplaces of the world, where communities in the past used to come together in the villages and had all of those engagements around that space. This is the new one where you have food and drink, and we wanted it to be that, and not forget that this is what it's all about. The other pursuit we do is circular economics. So anything and everything we can purchase locally, we do. We have our beans roasted by an all-female team in Deptford Market Yard, which is just over there. We have our beer is made by Broccoli Brewery, which is just over there, and also Small Table Beer, which is in Bermondsey, just over there. We also get our gin from Bermondsey Gin over there, Jensen's, and then we also get our pastries from London Bridge. The pastries we do get in, a lot of the pastries we produce ourselves. And we pursue circular economics for a lot of things. It's something I'm very passionate about, actually, and it's something that you miss. And you even see it with reviews a lot of times, where people don't really comprehend how important these small independent hubs are in context of the wealth it creates within a community and the growth which it creates in a community. Independent businesses like this are the higher tax contributors in the whole country. The reason for that is that we can't hide anything to start out with. We don't have entities that's offshore based where we pay dividends up to our parent company. I won't name any names, Starbucks, which
Low,
which did,
low, low, low.
yeah, so yeah. Uh, but we don't do things like that. So independents contribute more tax revenue to a country than any other one. They also purchase everything locally because it's an independent. So even if you run out of stuff, you're going to use the suppliers that's local, and you're going to use the local businesses. You have that type of engagement and a relationship. So the multipliers are significant. The growth that it causes other businesses to do well. It's local people employed. Your HR and all of those types of roles are all based within the business itself. So all of these things contributes to the community significantly. And it's one of the things that I see start dying out across the board because people don't really understand it. So a lot of times I'll get people, for instance, coming forth and they say, you charge £3.80 for coffee, but you can get a super large at Starbucks. It's like, yeah, that's true, you can. But the reality of it is, if you look at the UK tax contribution, if you didn't have these type of big companies that pulled money out of the economy upwards towards themselves, every person in the UK would pay a third less tax. So in essence, you're telling me that yes, you get a little bit more milliliters at Starbucks, but you're happy to exchange that for paying a third more tax, so approximately 10, 12,000 pounds in the UK. So yeah, Crypto Tom, you've got your hand up. Go for it, buddy.
But
You know
yeah,
I'm very open ended, so with the
yeah,
conversation.
no, I was gonna say, and also when you're going to these Starbucks and the Pret and all of that, it's actually the coffee is disgusting. It's not nice coffee, you know. They don't take
Yeah,
their time. Everything's about volume, you know, trying to rush people through. So it's not actually that nice. And
no.
yes, I do have a Pret subscription, so I do actually drink it just because it's quick, you know. Um, but yeah, you're not getting the same quality that you're getting in your independence either.
Well, we had this discussion the other day when you came to visit me, and one of the things that I was telling Tom, or Crypto Tom, yeah, Tom is Crypto Tom. One of the things that I was telling you, the interesting aspect about independence is that independence can be more creative in the products that they deliver. So, for example, with coffee, when you roast coffee, you roast until it pops. And what it means is, when you roast until it pops, is when it makes that first crack. That's usually when you know your coffee is ready. Now, our coffee is roasted to one pop, where a Starbucks bean is roasted to two pops. The reason why they're roasted to two pops is you get a longer lifetime out of it, so it doesn't go bad quick by doing that. And you get more consistency, so there's less variability and context of the taste. However, it's more acidic because of that, and that's where you've got that specific taste. So as an independent, you can use very, very specific small batch beans to make something very cool. And yes, it varies at some stage stuff, but that's the interesting thing about an independence like this. The other interesting aspect of coffee is that I can use a very interesting bean that no one, for instance, uses, because I've got very few menus. If Starbucks needs to use or change their beans, they need to buy a new country and repopulate the whole thing with coffee beans to be able to find or facilitate it across all their stores. So there's limitations in that context. So in regards to independence, we all should be very supportive of them. Not only me. I mean, if you don't like the beard, you don't like wolfies, you don't like the giraffe, you say, "Fuck that wolf! He's an irritation or everything." Actually, they're more valuable than you think, and they're gonna do much more in context of your own wealth and your own community than you can ever possibly imagine. So pursue it in that manner. Um, and then the other thing we pursue, what I pursue as a businessman, is a concept called serving. Me and my uncle have spoken a lot about this in the past. My granddad was quite a big entrepreneur in South Africa. He owns LB Prams, which is he was producing car seats and buggies for kids back in the day when it was still made of steel and other things. But he always talked to us about the fact that entrepreneurship always has been about serving customers. So you need to pursue serving customers, not just pursuing about making money. And through the pursuit of serving, you build something that's sustainable, because if the business isn't sustainable and what it's producing is not going to serve properly. So that should be your orientation. That's always been my orientation, is going out to people and see what it is they like, what do they want, what don't they like, and adjusting towards that. There's this concept within startups which they teach you when you go to university, and that is, always say, get out of the building. And what they mean about it is, a lot of startups start developing their product or service in a closed store, and they develop this thing and build it and test it in every context of what they want. And then they go out to the market and say, here's my product, you want it. And then the market goes, oh, I don't even know what this is, no thanks. And what they mean by getting out of the door is, whenever you develop anything, whether it is product, service, NFT, you name it, go out the door, talk to people, see what they say, see what they want, and develop your product in that context. And that's how you're going to serve and deliver them. So yeah, that's a bit about Wolfies. I'll talk a little bit more about my NFT a little bit later. But given that we've got so many cool projects on here, let's kick off with some other projects. So I'll start with physical utility. I don't know if you can give us some insight in regards to what you guys do, who you are, and then we'll jump out over to Outcast Joyce, and then afterwards Crypto Tom. So yeah, physical utility, you're up, buddy.
My man, thank you so much for having us today, brother. I
No
appreciate you.
worry.
I love the insight into the business. You know, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm excited about what we're building on the back end. We're going to change the world in the way that people are utilizing their NFTs direct to food on your plate, which is going to change everything. I'm very excited. This is Double speaking for Physical Utility. You can find everything and all things about us at physicalutility.com. All of our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Warpcast, all the things. Physical Utility, one word, no underscores, no weirdness. What we do, yes. So we are a family-owned and operated business that has been doing specializing in metal products for the last decade. About 2.5 years ago now, my wife had the brilliant idea of turning one of her favorite NFTs into an actual metal poster that we make. I just said, happy wife, happy life. And based off of her idea and her idea for the name, we kicked off the entire branch of the business to spin off and cater specifically to NFT users so that you can finally stop, and I repeat this, stop pulling out your phones to look at your favorite NFTs and instead point at your walls and bringing them out as real world pieces of art. You can customize your very own products on our site. No wallet connect, no weirdness, no unencrypted crap. This is a professional, fully functional Shopify store where you upload your NFT, you customize your product, and you make your very own customized work of art. And what we want to build moving forward with NFT creators and what we've done now for our over 45 announced public partners is help different creators and collectors bring their NFTs to life. So for creators such as Wolfies with their amazing collections, they now have the ability to add extra incentive to their communities, to their collectors, to their holders, to their investors, to anyone that wants to get involved with them. He can now bring full physical utility to all of you through us in a seamless way that we can not have to acquire any of your private information. He doesn't have to have you fill out any emails. He can just give you a code. You use this code on our website and you check out for free with the customizable or custom products that the Wolfies will be releasing in the near future. That's about us, man. What can I answer for you, Wolf?
You guys do t-shirts, hoodies, and things like that also, right?
Of course, yes. We have apparel, we have metal, we have glass, we have accessories like tumblers and mugs and things. A whole suite of different products. But our specialties have been in the metal posters and the glass prints. Glass prints specifically for comic book lovers, actually. Comic book lovers know that if you collect very expensive and high-end comics, you can't really hang them on the wall because of UV light, possible damage, etc. Yeah, you can get the custom frames, but then if they fall, you risk damage, etc. So what people love to do is they can upload their favorite covers or their favorite comic book NFTs and print them out on our glass comic book covers, and they look super sick and beautiful to hang, so you can show off your favorite books.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I need to talk to you about it actually, because we're now approaching Mint in July, and I'm gonna start sending out the packets and doing it from over here and sending it across the world. It would be better to get some partners. So given that you're in the US and I've got some customers in the US, I think I'll have a discussion with you and see if we can get some of those prints out to them just directly for you guys. I think that's way easier in the US.
Definitely would love to do that for you. That's where we've been able to really help different NFT creators such as yourself. It's shocking to see, but the fact of the matter is most NFT collectors are in the United States. Most NFT creators are outside of the States. And so, exactly. It's a very interesting piece. So because of that, we found ourselves in a power position because we're in a hub out of Houston, Texas. So we can help all creators such as yourself to ship worldwide with little issues.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Talking about all NFT creators being outside, it feels to me like most NFT creators are in the Netherlands. Every single space I'm on is just people from the Netherlands that's creating NFT space. So I really want to know what's going on there. No one can tell me. I've asked him every single time.
Australia too, man. Australia. I speak to Australians
Yes.
every single day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've asked the questions like in a couple of spaces. I'm like, why are all you guys Dutch? What's going on there? Oh, we don't know.
It's a conspiracy, man. It's a conspiracy they won't let us
Yeah,
in on, but we'll crack the code eventually,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
I love what you said about your restaurant. First of all, naming it after your kids or your kid. I have 3 boys myself, so yeah, very much a family man. I get that. The giraffe twist was great because I'm sure that's like the ultimate conversation starter. It's Wolfies. Why is there a giraffe? And then you get to tell the
Well,
story, right?
that and
And
my wine bottle. Have I shown you my giant wine bottle?
no, show me the
So
giant wine bottle.
give you guys some perspective. I'm 6'5", and I'm still 80 pounds.
Oh man, you have me beat. I'm only 6'3". How dare you make me
So
look
this is
bad? That's a
God damn,
giant
man. God
bottle.
damn.
yeah. So this is real. It's a 6-liter bottle.
Outstanding. Yeah, love the restaurant, love the community aspect more than anything else. What really got me in touch with you, and I know we can't give too much details just yet, but was the incentive that you want to bring to your in-person patrons through physical utility. And we thought that was absolutely beautiful. So we're really excited to get that going
It's
as
the
well.
future of the space, most definitely. It's what's needed for Web3 to become very relevant. And it's also the reason why a lot of the Web2 and Web1 issues we're experiencing as businesses can be solved. So this is going to be very helpful in that context. Crypto Tom, you've got your hand up. I don't know if you want to ask a quick question in regards to this.
No, yeah, I was just actually going to talk to physical utility. Have you guys ever spoken to Metabrew? Because they are actually looking for almost like a. I know you guys do your own like the products, etc., but they're looking for like a distribution and sort of a thing within the US because they're generally like a Europe-based brewers. They're looking for somebody that can um, sort of distribute to their US holders on I think Americaners, I think it's on like a quarterly basis, a
Hmm.
certain amount. So yeah, I would maybe get physical to tie up with them. Just to, I don't know if they know about them or the sort of the troubles or not troubles, but you know the needs that project has at the moment.
I love what you're saying, man. Happy for the question, of course. We're happy to help or look into it at the very least. If we can help, we will help. Distribution, like I said, is how we've been able to help so many creators across the pond, right? Because of those additional shipping fees, those government fees, those tax fees, we can remove all that and go directly from the US. You get more bang for your buck. And we're rocking and rolling. Everybody wins. So happy to look into it. Please, if you can set up a 3-way conversation, do it. And we'll see how we can help.
No worries. It's American TM and Brew. I'm sure they'll add you and reach out to you. So yeah, that'd be cool. Cool.
Into what we're doing together too are our crypto pay me
Yes.
cards, metal size wallet cards. You can literally put them into your wallet like a little credit
Yes.
card, and you can customize them to be whatever you like. A lot of our customers like to put their ENS or scan to pay me QR code, so you can go to crypto events and such, and instead of trying to text each other your ENS, you can literally just pull that out, scan that, be
Yes.
done. And I hope you talk about that a little bit more through the space as well. But we have some fun things with Wolfies that we want to get rolling there, and that's where everything is going to change.
Agreed. It's exactly what I wanted in regards to that. I'm a big advocate about physical things and making that connection. It's something that's missing. I hate the aspect of virtual cards and those things. I like having something that gives you that special connection with things. So the idea has always been to not only take Web3 and Web2 our business, but to actually integrate it in every which way. So I'll talk about that a little bit later in regards to not only the artwork, but the utility that I'm going to provide, but also the physical items like the cart, how that's going to connect completely. So whenever you think Wolfie's NFT, you know it's not just the NFT and you've got the digital aspect of it, but there's a lot of physical connection in every single way, which is quite cool. Cool.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, because everyone's trying to bring Web 2 into Web 3, but maybe the mass adoption way is to bring Web 3 to Web 2. You know, like you make it easy for them, do something that they keep it similar to something that they already do, which is like paying with cards and that sort of stuff. You know, that's such a great idea.
I think that's what's missing a lot in this whole saga, because a lot of the Web3 project owners and people going into that in this direction don't actually know how difficult it is to create a physical business, but also what it entails in time wise and where your limitations are. Because your limitations are physical in regards to a physical business, and a lot of times you miss that. I remember I had that discussion originally with some of the guys who introduced me to Web3, where they came to me and they wanted to talk to me about how to brew beer, because they were going to launch this NFT where they're going to send out beers to people and have this discounts online store. And they had this roadmap where they're going to build physical things. So the first thing they were going to do was going to build a brewery, and then they were going to build a restaurant, and then we're going to build a hotel. But they had this timeline of month 1, month 2, month 3. They're going to do it. And when I had this discussion with them, I said, guys, I understand that you're excited and this is, but this is not like a application you built. You can't move it back to the previous version, and you can't upscale some more cloud computing space if it gets better. There's a physical limitation. If a pipe bursts in front of Wolfies, if I don't fix it, or someone in my staff doesn't fix it, or a plumber doesn't fix it, the business is gone. And there's a lot of it. So I explained to them what it's going to entail to open up a brewery. And after I explained to them, they ran away. They said they're not going to do the project anymore. But it's something you see a lot in spaces. A lot of times you see these spaces where they start on Web3. So we're going to launch this NFT, and we're going to take this funds, and we're going to build this or build that or create this massive business. And always when you look at it, you say, like, wow, man, that's very ambitious. I'll never take it away from people. You do have some competent entrepreneurs. That's possible, but the reality of it in general, everybody thinks they can do that. It's just not feasible, or people can't do that. Cool. But thanks, physical utility. So we'll do a bit about that more. So let's shoot over Outcast Droids.
Yo, what's
Hey,
up,
good.
man?
It's been a while, so I'm glad to see you guys. There's probably a lot you need to tell me about. I was going with your pre-sales, and was just in a space before this with Deja Vu Punks, where we're talking about your friends for review. Did I pronounce it right? Is it review for friends? Which one?
Friends reviews, yeah. Friends not reviews. It's Sebastian here.
Yes.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me and Naukas Royce here. Theo has some work to do at the moment. He's in some calls and stuff like that.
Yes.
But the point is, yeah, we've been cooking a lot in the background, and we didn't say many things that they're gonna be launched very soon. The pre-sale is almost sold out the second time. But yeah, since we're not here for the short-term cash and the pre-sale, were just some funds to keep going with the team, which we have to pay weekly and stuff like that. But one thing that I can tell you is that in very early July, we'll find out, I guess tomorrow or the day after, the exactly mint date. We wanted to mint in June, but unfortunately not because of us or anything else, just because of other legal stuff and third parties. We had to move it into July, but it's going to be very early July. But one thing that I can tell you now for sure is that we are heading to we will head to Solana Hacker House on the 4th, 5th, or is it 5th or 6th July.
Okay.
So we're gonna come and see you there in London as well. So yeah, we can do a space like a video space with the Outcast Droids team, and yeah, from there.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, man. We're also going to mint in July. Probably more on the end of it. I'm looking at the 19th
Uh,
for that, but
all right.
yeah, that'd be really cool if we can do some video spaces. That'd be
Yeah, we'll do for sure. I mean, we're gonna come there since 4th July until the 7th, but the event is just for 2 days. We're coming there to get some new, how should I say that, new network
Yes.
friends, networking.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. Just come over. We'll organize it. I'll give you beer.
Goddamn.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. We'll have a good time.
I've never heard you swear
Yeah.
before.
Have you not?
No.
Did you not hear me when the police came here the other day? How I swear to them?
Really?
Not really. That was just like so like it was so natural. It was just like, yeah, fuck man.
Sorry,
Oh, I see,
yeah, go for it.
I see that Leo is here with us as well. What's up, man?
Yeah.
You should tell us how the community is been doing, man.
Woo!
You're the community manager.
Yeah, of course. I should be. Yeah, I was really laughing when he said it's gonna give you a lot of beer, and I just want to plead on your behalf. Please don't do that. We need him so much in the community. This guy loves beer so much.
I am.
Hey,
Man, I only drink Corona, man. If you got Corona,
you
then
should you
you
should
got.
take it easy on yourself. We need you so much. You know that, bro. Woofy,
What?
woofy, woofy,
You
woofy,
must drink.
woofy, woofy. What's good? Woofy, woofy.
I'm
It's
good,
been
buddy.
it's been quite a long time we spoke. The last
Yes,
time
I
we
don't
did
know
a
why you
space
don't join my
together.
space.
Man, I miss you so much, bro. You know what? I like
Yes.
your space. You just, you come up, you do a live video, and we got to see how you look. I think you're looking good this time around. I don't know. You're looking
Yeah,
super good.
he's looking fresh, doesn't he? He looks nice and fresh.
Was the looking bad the previous times? That's not good.
No, your beers now. The last time your beers was so full, you don't have a nice haircut there. I don't know. Maybe you're suffering from a relationship status. No, just joking.
I had a very important meeting today. We own a hair and beauty salon right next door, so
Woo!
I actually do have access to these things all the time. I was saying at the beginning of the space that I used to groom myself way more back in the day, but now I only do it to keep the wife happy so that she doesn't moan. So yeah, it's less
Wow.
frequent, but she just books me in. So every now and again when she says, "No, okay, I need to be able to justify being with you. I'm gonna throw you in next door," and then so I got like a mani pedi also, so they fix all of those things. So yeah, no, full house.
Man, let's give them some Web3
That's
audience.
awesome. Okay, let's make this happen. I'll make an announcement right now in the server to see that we live with the woof 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 woof. You know how we're doing. You know what's up.
Thanks, buddy.
Talking about our Castro AIs right now, bro. We're doing good. We're doing awesome. Like Sebastian said, we're doing awesome with the pre-sale, and our members are hyped concerning the project. I know it's not easy, to control the crowd when people usually want something quick. But we know we have to tell them, you need to follow the process. You need to trust the process. We want to give you guys the best, so you guys need to work with us as well. That's why we call it community. So
I
we'll be
agree.
doing great. I really want everyone to come see what we're doing because this is a big revolution. You know what's up?
Yeah,
We're killing it.
Man, we spent so much money and so many nights and hours working on this, and not just this, within the 8 bytes ventures. I mean, we incubated qubits as well. We got friends that reviews on the way. We got the student on the way, and we got some other still private stuff that we're gonna cook together with gaming and stuff. I mean, we're here for the long term, but I think some people still don't get that.
yeah, it's important. I mean, I love you guys. I've had this discussion before with you, and me and Theodore has had a lot of private discussions. I think projects that's actually pursuing making Web3 safer has got a very, very important role to play, and I always support that. Actually was in a space just before this. One of digital punks, and we had some influencers on there who were talking about the regulation in the space and what's required. And we were all actually saying on it that we need to, as project owners, probably start communicating better with each other in regards to engage with you guys that's creating this product, and make sure that we all come together and see how we can improve this to make sure that we don't end up in a place where you've got super regulation in context of crypto. I mean, the reality is there is regulation in regards to your own country, which you need to adhere to, but we don't want influence in that. And I spoke about it at Digital Punks I don't know how many. I mean, a lot of people know about my IRL business in regards to Wolfies and Blue Mango Salon and Mango House and those things. But I actually also do work for the bank, and I work in the regulatory space. And I can tell you now that regulation is never good. All it does is it puts some barriers for small businesses and small entrepreneurs to make it more difficult for them to achieve or do anything. But there's always manipulation going on, and you don't want that to come into crypto.
Yeah, the only problem is that first of all, the projects don't want to support each other just because they want the cut. They don't understand that together we better. And the second thing is that without money to this space, there is not much you can
Yeah.
do. Lucky for believed in us from the first day, and we've got almost 4 years, 3 to 4 years now. So much money. I just don't want to say the amount, but in terms of the regulations, yeah, that's quite fucked up. That's changing not every 6 months, but annually is making it even harder and harder. But
Mhm.
that's why we had to open so many companies in different areas just to be able to do this fully legal and spend so much money onto like legal stuff. Uh, Within like many countries. So imagine having 5 different legal teams for 5 different companies in 5 different countries. How much money do they charge for actually best quality? Imagine besides the development money and promotion, marketing and stuff like that, and also the monthly and weekly payments which we have to not go over. You know what I mean? There are things that you must pay even if you raise money or not.
True, and there's a lot of I don't want to say only projects, but community out there that doesn't really understand the cost of these things, because it's digital. They think it's all free and easy, and it's not. If you want to have something that's competent,
It's free for them.
yeah, and also if you want something that's legit, that's going to stand the test of time, it costs a lot of money. I mean, there's so many influencers, etc., being pulled down because they were screwing around with the Fed and not thinking about things. It's really important as an owner to make sure you cover yourself, and that's so the project actually survives and has longevity to it. I have I'm part of a platinum group, the Tony Roberts Platinum Group, and one of the platinum members the other day, she posted a thing where she was endorsing a casino in the crypto space. I was looking at it, I was like thinking, I don't think you should be doing that. You're gonna get hit from the financial advice on that one. So there's a lot of risk in this which you need to protect yourself against, and it's really important you get the right team.
My opinion is that they deserve to go to the
Yeah.
jail. I mean, I hope everyone that's scamming and do this kind of stuff, they should go to jail forever,
I agree.
for real. And I'm just very the only fear that I got by building friends that reviews is that we're gonna try doing good stuff. So I think the ones that are making very much money from the best stuff will try put that down for some reasons. So yeah, I'm quite afraid.
I mean, I always support that. So whatever you guys need, just tell me. I think it's really important. I've been scammed before in this space, and
And we did as well. We got scammed. I wouldn't say
yeah,
monthly, but in the last year or last 2 years, I think we got scammed for over 50K,
yeah,
40K. I don't know.
yeah. I was talking about it just before you guys joined. The guys just came to me to read LOL, who is a gamer. There is one of the guys that was also scammed joined one of your spaces. You guys had a nice discussion about it. And at the moment reaching out to me that's getting scammed by him, and the amounts is like 20K every single time. So I think in the last couple of months, I'm looking at it, possibly he's stolen more than £100,000 in this regards, and nothing's happening with him. He's not getting reported. He's not getting arrested. The FBI doesn't care if you put a complaint in the local police department, because we gave him their address and everything. They don't care. They say you need to report it wherever you are. And I mean, the projects are Dubai, UK, and stuff. And then when you do it over here or in Dubai, the local police officer just say, well, we can't do anything about this, right? So it's a struggle. It's a real struggle in that regard. So I think like your application is going to be fundamental to make this space safer. And there's other things also. I think I spoke about it with Deja Vu Punks just before this one. I think there's a real importance that as project owners, we really start bringing this across and making it very legit, and we build this community trust aspect to this, where people almost get endorsed by communities that's real and projects that delivers real things. So that we start building this up, because I've spoken this about a couple of times, but Web3 is a solution for a lot of the issues we have in the real world in regards to entrepreneurship, and we need to protect that.
Yeah, one thing is that maybe some people or some projects or founders or whatever, they don't have the money to be fully legal and stuff, but in the same time, at least be doxed. So in terms that if you don't, if you are showing the people that you don't want to rug, at least be doxed, be fully transparent and public, so people they can find you in another way or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least. But yeah, people just got used to scams and stuff like that. So when people like you and us are trying to actually build something,
Yes.
or like physical utility, I mean, yeah, what can I say? It's harder for us.
It's communication also, and it's difficult because in a sense our projects will be the ones that win in the end. We'll be here for the long run, clearly, in the next 10 years, because we've got real things backing this, and we're building it up, and it will only grow. But what you have difficulty wise is it's a much bigger struggle for us, because we're honest. So when we talk about what we're going to deliver, it's in context of what we really can deliver, even though it's ambitious. But you're competing against people that are talking rubbish. So you're competing with projects that comes to the table and say, we're going to do this NFT, and we're going to have £1 billion revenue driven marketplace within a year, or we're going to have a 10,000 stores open up across the world. And people don't really comprehend how unreasonable that is at times, and that's why it's really difficult for us to compete against that, because when you're the type of community member that just wants to make a quick buck, you listen to that, say, well, cool, I'm gonna have 1,000 stores, let's just buy that. But the reality is to then think about the longevity of it. I spoke about it before. It takes a very, very long time for something to build, and then it becomes successful very suddenly. But you need to be there for the long time journey to be part of that suddenly, or else you will miss out.
Yeah, I would say the age will be the one factor that's driving people to scam. But unfortunately, I saw people over 40 that is doing it more often than actually young people.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they want to cash out. I've seen projects over the time that I've been doing this that rugged, which were real individuals. I remember one of the ones, and my community manager on here was also he was working for him, and he had this project, and he had very ambitious things where he was talking about lending out the NFT and getting income from it, and it being a PFP, and you stake it. It was like a lot of things. And I spoke to him privately, and he's a teacher, and it sounded very legit and had good knowledge in all of these aspects. But then all of a sudden, when he launched or started minting, he was live for a couple of days, and there was some issues. So the NFT didn't actually show on OpenSea. And then all of a sudden, in one night, everything disappeared. His Instagram, his Twitter, his Discord, a whole lot. And the guy that works for me, that was working for him also, he just reached out to me and said, I think I've been fired and kicked off because I can't see any of his things. And I went and said, no, it's all gone. He just dropped all of it. So you'll be surprised sometimes when you see these things rug. But I spoke to Dave in a previous space about it, and he said something very important. He said, when you get robbed in real life, when you get scammed by a person on the street, or they steal your mobile phone, you don't blame everybody in regards to the space for that. You be more cautious, and you need to think about it. And there is an aspect in this space where we need to also start educating people. Stop believing the BS out there in
that's one
regards
thing that
to
we want to touch. We just want to try educating. So instead of explaining why we are not scammers. We are just trying to educate them more and create these safe corners for like people which
Yes.
don't believe in us and they think that we're scammers or maybe fighting and stuff like this. So that's why we want to make even as we can, like the cheapest way you can join in there and get educate, get where to report those scammers and stuff like that. But again, this I don't know about a student yet, but what I know for sure about Friends.review that is gonna be so big, just because all of these masses of people that got scammed will get together in a place and we'll all have the same scammers which scam them. The one thing that
Yes.
the one thing that is very unfortunate is that most of the people can just scam without even an actual way to track them. So even scammers which will be there reported, they might be able to do it once again, unfortunately.
And they do, because it's easy money. If you look at this Reed LOL, he's a gamer, a very young guy, and he's just pocketing big time things just being transferred over to him without any recourse at all. But I mean, the relative is all things come back to you. There is something like karma, and it will come back to him in the end. And I spoke to the Puffsters owners one day about it, and he was saying, you see a lot of these projects that were here at the beginning of NFTs that just made out of a lot of money very quick. And a lot of those kids were very young and they've just blasted through that money, because people also don't comprehend that even though you think $1 million is a lot of money, which it is, it's also not a lot of money. Meaning, once you start building stuff and spending things on it, it goes very quick. So you need to be conscious of what it is. You need to know how fragile it is to get your hands on it, but also very conscious on how you spend it correctly so that it actually materializes into something. And that's something that you see that gets missed with a lot of these projects that were very successful very easily.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but yeah, at least we can do it. Just at least try. We can build and try. The outcome
Okay.
will be whatever.
But cool, man. Thanks for coming. And I've already pre-purchased some Outcast Roy, so I'm very excited for once we mint. And I've got a box also. I can't remember what the box does, but I've got a box
Right?
in my
The intelligent crate, yeah,
yes.
that's gonna be the how the Ethereum was for the Bored Ape when people
Yes.
just got them for free and it had no value, and then boom, 1 year ago, well, sorry, 1 year after it's gonna be like will be like 1-2 million. I don't know how long it's been that, but I know that in the last NFT bull run, they were selling for a couple of millions. I know that for sure.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
it's
very cool.
free airdrop, which now it's about 0.5 sol, but at the peak, at the beginning, it was like 1.5 or 2 sols. So
Yeah.
yeah, still valuable.
Yeah, very cool, man.
All right, thanks for having us, man. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
We'll meet you. We'll see and meet you in London in about
Yes.
1 week, 2 weeks, I guess. Less than two
Yeah,
weeks.
that'd be cool. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool. We can do a live space. Everybody can
No,
see.
no, we'll be there for sure. Don't worry, we'll be there for sure.
Cool, buddy. Physical utility. You've got a question.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that it's been really great hanging out with you all, listening to these stories, listening to the values behind each of your brands and your products and your NFTs, and seeing the whole realms between Web 2, Web 3 come together. Right, it's been really beautiful. So we appreciate you. We want to thank you and the other speakers for letting us be here and speak. I do have to go now, but I wanted to shout out and really give our thanks. Also, I just remembered that I made you a promise last time as well. So now is the best time to capitalize on that. So I have taken a screenshot of everybody that's in this space. We will be giving away one free metal poster, customizable, your font, your NFT, your description, your QR code. You make your own. Free shipping also included. And so we're going to get that rolling, and we're going to reach out to one of you as the winner. We thank you all for being here, and this is all because of Head Wolf here and him leading the way. I don't know if you use your name and such, but nonetheless, the boss here with the beard is put this into place. So you all make sure you thank him. And if you all can do one thing, please like and share the space. Give this a shout out. Spaces like this are rare and far and few in between. Now they're mostly full of garbage and new age hip lingo I don't fucking understand, quite frankly. So I'm really glad to speak to some gentlemen. on some real business. I'm really excited about what we're growing. Again, one free metal poster. Like and share the space. Shout out to Wolfies. And thank you again very much for letting us be here, brother. I cheers you.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. All the love. Love having you guys here. So appreciate that. Cool. Thanks. The grain, I think is I pronounce it right. The grain ledger. I saw you added. I'm going to ask you to speak after Crypto Tom. But thanks for joining the speaker panel. Crypto Tom, do you want to talk a bit about your Wayward Weenies and what we're going to do together and all of that? And then we'll have a chat.
Yeah. So I think I took over the Wayward Wings about a year and a half ago now. It's actually been quite a while. I'm not the original founder, but yeah. So the original founder, basically, it's a little playful American with his hearts. The original founder was a guy named Adam Bratz, and he's obviously coined his sort of name is kind of similar to like a bratwurst, so like a very famous German sausage. And I hope I don't get that wrong, but yeah. So he basically started an NFT project, released, I think it was 444 of a potential 4,444. Went on to sort of close that early, only released 10% of them, and basically decided that they would then move on to another collection. So they started minting that, but he then, during the mint, he got sort of offered the job of his life. And yeah, so he unfortunately decided that he would pass it on to someone else, which was, it's better than it being burnt or rugged or, sort of cast aside. So it went to somebody before me. So the person didn't do too much with it. But now we're moving forward. We were on the Ethereum chain, but, Ethereum gas was just so expensive, and the prices of our NFT was so cheap that we were just getting nobody purchasing them. So yeah, I thought moving forward, we would take them off of the Ethereum chain. So we've sort of migrated now. We've done our Genesis collection is now on the Ethereum it's actually on Polygon, and we've decided that we would release the original NFTs from the original contract. So whereas 90% of them were hidden away, we've decided to actually release them all. We're working on fixing some problems that we have with the second collection, but effectively what we're doing, we're partnered up with a couple of different projects. One of them is Wolfies Bar, another one is Unreal Kingdoms, who are building games for people like Quirkies. So they're building us a couple of games. There's another big project that's going to be sort of coming over with them shortly as well soon. But I mean, these guys have got like a metaverse PlayStation. They're currently in the process of building a partnership with NVIDIA program. So it turned out it was quite a good partnership to go through to pick these guys to create our game, because there were a couple of different choices, and yeah, so we went with these guys. So we are creating a couple of games, and the business that we're going to run with eventually with Wolfies, which we can touch on. Is basically everything's going to be revenue stream. Our holders they're not necessarily up. Even myself, I took over the project because I didn't want it to get burnt. We're all down a considerable amount of money. It's the truth, so I'm not going to hide that. And for me, it's about getting people their money back. Getting something, producing some real life revenue streams. our games are not going to be Web3 games. They're going to be Web2 games. There's going to be absolutely no crypto involved in it, but they're going to be mobile games, and the money that we make from that, we're going to be sending out to our holders. So although we're not going to be involved in crypto in the games, it's still going to benefit our holders. And then so we're also going to be looking at teaming up with Wolfie's Bar, having some Wolfie's weenies. I work for one of the largest, I believe it is the largest, what would you call it? It's the shopping centres in the UK. They're worldwide as well. I think they've got over 300 shopping centres worldwide. So yeah, we've got sort of, I'm quite well placed to be able to, make connections, get us into a place here, so that we can actually start trading. We can. There's loads of restaurants and stuff around here that do burgers, chicken, and stuff like that. There's not really many places. There's nowhere in the shopping centres anyway that sell hot dogs. We have West Ham's London Stadium just across from where I'm sitting now. They sell a hot dog for like £8, £9. It's insane, and that is on a game day over there. We could have something here, the same sort of setup, and yeah, we could be a direct competitor. Nicer food, because the stuff that you're getting in a football stadium is not going to be the best. So we could bring nice food. We could bring the same sort of serving people that Wolfie's Bar, the same mentality that they have when they actually want to serve people and bring a product to people. It's not just, it's not like a fast food sort of atmosphere that we want. So yeah, that would be sort of what the rundown on where we are at the moment with Weenies.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. We're going to do quite a few things together, and I've actually started talking to my supplier. He sent me a jalapeno cheese frankfurter this week.
Okay.
It's quite interesting. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, we're going to have quite a variety of different hot dogs and weenies in the end. Once we get ourselves up and running, which will be very quick once we do the mint. So I'm very excited about that partnership and doing physical things from the get go, which will be even quicker than the new space we're going to open up in London Bridge, because it's mobile and then you have the access to the malls. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, so like I've literally talked to the leasing teams every day. We know what's available, how much they cost, and all of that sort of stuff. So it's very easy to sit down and run the numbers. Whereas somebody that's not sort of working from within the shopping centres, they wouldn't. It would be a lot harder for them to make the inquiries, and sort of get in there. But as long as we can start with this, then yeah, it'll be good. We're not necessarily minting. We are basically what we've done is, because people we did use Third Web, but we have used it after they've done all of their updates. So we've not got any of their the contracts that they previously used that were exploited, and we've used that since the upgrades. But yeah, so we use Third Web. They generally charge about 10%. So what I've done is I've already free minted all of them, and we're putting them on marketplaces. So generally we're partnered up with we're going with Magic Eden, trying to sort of stay away as much as we can from OpenSea. I know it's got the most volume, so we would have to still sort of be on there. But yeah, preferred sort of marketplace would definitely be Magic Eden. And yeah, so we've got, I think, about a quarter of our Genesis NFTs from our project wallet up there. They're $50 each, so I'll buy a couple every so often. We've had some sales. We had a couple of sales the other day. I think I know who they were, but I'm not 100%.
Cool, man. Very cool. It's very exciting stuff. The Grain Ledger, welcome. It's the first time I've got you on my space, and I know you're part of the utility company Megaspace. So really cool to hear about you and what your project is. So welcome.
Hey guys, appreciate it. It's Krishna again. I'm just through the Green Ledger account this time. But yeah, I wanted to bring the company account in here. We're about to start putting together a nice brew space before our distillery. So kind of talk about that a little bit. But also we just entered into a beta for V2 of DigiBazaar, which is our real world assets marketplace. And so I wanted to come in here and talk to you a bit about like, as a founder, as a project in the space, what is it that you're looking for from marketplaces? And like what is it that we could do to make the experience better for your holders, your brand, etc.
Marketplaces in context of NFTs or my products or services?
Well, starting with NFTs, it is a digital assets marketplace, but
Yeah.
road as everything eventually becomes tokenized, we do want to be able to accommodate everything from retail goods all the way through to hopefully financial instruments and etc.
I think, I mean, for me personally, it's the first time I'm going to be on a marketplace, of course. So I haven't had that experience yet, but I would think volume of engagement, so the amount of people you've got on the marketplace that sees it, and then I don't know how you can distinguish utility better in marketplaces, because I do feel a lot of times when I have these types of engagements that there seems to be a disconnect in regards to the value of certain NFT projects in regards to their utility in that regard. So I don't know if there's launch pads, types of things that always helps, especially if you're new in the Web3 space. I'm new in the Web3 space, but of course I've got a lot of legitimacy and context of the real businesses in that regard. So it'd be very nice if I can skip a few steps and have that proof transferred over to Web3. I don't know if that makes sense in that regard, but I think that's the things that would be important for me. I see Crypto Tom has got his hands up and he's got a lot of experience in marketplaces. So I don't know, Crypto Tom, if you want to answer that also a bit.
No, yeah. So actually, when I was working, I used to work for an ERC20 token, and they have a marketplace. And so some of the things that I was basically sort of telling them when they were building it out, they need to make sure that they have the category section. It has to be enhanced, like better. Most marketplaces they have only a few categories, or they don't explain what they are enough. So when people actually go to look at the different NFT projects within those categories, or when they actually show on the main page, it doesn't actually show enough. Or like let's say like Wolfies is one of like they categorize themselves as a I would say I don't know like a real world use and then physical space or something like that. Something that has like a subcategory where you can also, if people want to invest in something in that has a physical space attached to it and they want to bring up a load of things, they would then pop up on there. So I think it's a bit more of a bit more to the categories that we don't actually see in the ones that we have. I think that would help like massively, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was scrolling through OpenSea yesterday trying to curate some projects for our front facing kind of curation. And we've taken that time to set up some categories. We have like grains and stills, which will feature strictly like MetaBrew, the Grain Ledger. There's also Booze Bears and a couple others. So our goal is to kind of have the central focus. I mean, we have 15 chains in every NFT collection because we're indexing full chains. But at the end of the day, like the main central focus should be on real world assets, businesses that are working to kind of secure their data on Web3 and provide some meaningful experience to their customers, right? Like, and so one of the things that we're kind of integrating into the collection section. So that's like just the main page. On the featured page, we have grains and stills, botanicals. We're working on homesteading because I think that's kind of like a major frontier
Yeah.
to open
Yeah.
up. So there are a lot of projects that can offer you homesteading tools, agro-robotics, etc. And so we're working to curate projects. So that's why Wolfies is right there. It's one of your kind of premier projects in the space operating on that precipice of Web 2 and Web 3. And so like what we want to offer is on your collections page, when someone goes and views your collection, let's say for on open, like example on OpenSea, when you go to DigiBazaar, there'll be a side panel that opens up that can have a more customizable, more specific experience. So, like for example, with the Grain Ledger, it will have the options for you to kind of customize your barrel of whiskey, right? Move some sliders around to pick the mash bill ratios for the grain, move some sliders around to pick the point in the distillation stage where you would like it poured into the barrel, etc. All of that will be integrated into a side panel. So, same thing, we want to work with other projects to build out a very custom kind of experience on their collections where people can connect their wallets, have some immediate engagement through their asset with the brand.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, man. We're going to launch soon. Are you guys doing any specific blockchains? Are you doing multiple?
So we have 15. You can look through them. We have Base, Avalanche, Polygon, BNB, Ethereum, obviously. So pretty much any of the major chains we are accommodating. We don't have Solana, but we
Okay.
are working on integrating that through either a system marketplace or
Okay.
on our own. It's a little bit more of a jump because it's not EVM based, but
Yes.
yeah, at the end of the day, we hope to make it the central kind of cross-chain or multi-chain marketplace. So,
Very cool, man. I mean, I'm on Solana with Morpheus Bar, but I'll definitely be your first one. Whatever you guys want to do, just you can throw me on there. I'll definitely be on there.
let's go. Yeah, we're moving really quick to integrate Solana because I know that there's a lot of noise in Solana at the moment, but there are a lot of good projects popping up, and the tech is pretty sound if you
Yeah.
kind of look into what they're building. And so I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. And we definitely want to accommodate the good projects on that platform as well.
Cool, man. Be really cool. Thanks.
But yeah, let's work closely if we can. We already have you featured on DigiBazaar. If you go take a look,
Okay.
we have it linked through to your website, I believe, at the moment, where you have like a discussion of NFTs and what you're offering. But as
Yes.
soon as you guys are ready with your collection or you go live with your mint, let us know.
Perfect. I've got a meeting tomorrow with my tech, so maybe even as quick as tomorrow. But yeah, we'll have a chat. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We also we have integrated 350 plus wallets plus social login, so you don't even need to worry about making a wallet. Just log in with Google, Facebook, or Apple. And that we can link over to Solana too. We're working on it, but right now it is EVM based. But eventually that's a goal. It should just be a generic, to some extent, experience like any other marketplace. You sign in with regular credentials. You're not worried about maintaining custody unless you want to. And at that
Yes.
point, that is all facilitated for you. So
Very cool. Thanks, man.
yeah, thanks
Cool.
for giving us the time to come up here. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Anytime. You're
Right.
always welcome. So and I'll always have my video on so you guys can come chat. So and hopefully next week we'll have Alscott Royce here also. So it may be very lively. We'll see how much beer they can drink in an hour.
I'll see you very soon, man.
We're gonna
So
drink now. We're gonna drink out of my Viking horns. Yeah, I'm just warning you guys.
Oh, I can't wait.
when you say that to someone, it's like a challenge.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't given Crypto Tom Viking horns. I only gave him coffee, but next time.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore, so I've been
Oh yes, yes.
I've been sober for 13 months. So I just took, for me it's just I'm better as a person as without drinking. I just don't bother to drink.
Yes.
I'm trying to see where I can elevate everything in my life too without drinking.
It's very cool, man. I can appreciate that also. But I'm not making any promises that I'm not going to make American TM drunk in Oktoberfest this year. I'm going to push him a bit there. We'll see how it goes.
As long as you've got the cigars ready, I'm sure he won't mind.
Yes, definitely. I think you can. You used to. I don't think you can smoke in it. No, you can't smoke in a tent anymore. But the first BFS I did in Munich, you used to be able to. I've got a funny story about that. So my very first BFS, I went on a bachelor's with three friends, and we went to BFS and we had it organized very, very quickly. So it was really old school. We went on a bus all the way to Munich, which was a horrible drive for 18 hours. And we slept in tents in Munich. And first day in, we walked into BFS, sat down, and we sat down through next to these three Germans. And the German guy, he looked over to me and said, what are you guys doing here? So no, we're here for a bachelor's. And he looked over me and he goes like this. He goes, cocaine and prostitute. And we start like that. I said, oh, no. He said, cocaine and prostitute. And he just shouted that all the time. And yeah, he was stuck with us all day in that team. But that was my very first memory of BFest. For anybody that wants to know.
Now everyone knows what he does on The Bachelors. I
Wow.
think he wanted you to pay for his.
Probably, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Let me just get Troy's requested access. Cool. Mr. Troy, do you have a question? You asked to be a speaker. Still connecting. Let's see if it gets there. This thing is a bit slow at times. It's weird with the video. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got two videos now. It's got this little circle and the thick one. It looks like to be a new feature. Mr. Troy, do you have a question, buddy?
Wanted everyone to join our Discord and open a ticket, providing their Solana wallet address as well. So that will be.
Thanks, buddy. Yes, Troy is my community manager in Discord. So if you want to join us, just go on there, open up a ticket. He'll be there to help you.
Giving their prizes.
It's good to join. Yes, and get your prizes. And it's good to join soon. As we're approaching mint, the price of Wolfish Bar will change. It will get more expensive in the process. We also do have a participation program. So if you take a snapshot, follow me, follow the Discord, you can raise a participation ticket and I'll create a pay link. Sorry, say?
Sorry, I'm rugging a little bit. So
No worries. Yeah, so if you join us, then we can create a participation link and you'll get 10% of the NFT paid directly to your wallet with every single sale that happens with your participation link. We just show you we try to be real in every single way, not only in context of our art and utility, but also in regards to our community engagement. So given that we've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes, I'll quickly go over the Wolfish Bar NFT aspect of our business, and then we'll probably close this space if no one else wants to talk. So I gave you guys some insight in regards to what the IRL business is in the beginning. And what I'm doing is I'm launching an NFT that's attached to this IRL business. And I'm trying to do it in every single way. So the first thing is the art. The art is actually based on real characters. So you'll see the wolf present in the community here. The wolf NFT is a character based on me, Wolf. And then we've got a she wolf that's based on my wife Marika. We've got a wolf cup that's based on Little Wolf and Wolfie. And then we've got an English bulldog based on my English bulldog Spartacus, who sadly passed during this journey. And then also a Persian cat called Shotzi, who is my cat. And as cat goes, you like them less, but they tend to live forever. So the cat will probably be here until the end of time. But my friend Spartacus had to go, which is very sad, and I miss him dearly. I also had another bulldog called Daisy, which I lost like 2 years ago, which I also miss dearly. But that is such as life. As a dog owner, they always go quicker than you want. Their lives are shorter than ours, and it is a really tough thing. But that's the one aspect of it. We attach these real characters to our NFTs, some more rare than others. and we made sure that they're all hand painted of high quality. And you'll see the backgrounds is actually the Wolfies bar itself. So you'll see our concrete bar, you'll see the wine rack, you'll see the giraffe, all in the backgrounds of a Wolfies bar NFT. So it's attached to reality, even in context of the art. And then we've attached physical utility to it. So if you own one Wolfies bar, you'll get 10% discount, 2 15, 3 20, and 4 you'll get 30% discount online on our web shop. We're also going to attach some other aspects to it. So, for example, you'll get t-shirts, hoodies, caps, Wolfies Bar, African Queen IPA beer, and or roasted beans, depending on how many of these NFTs you purchase, that will be sent out to you if you purchase this NFT to begin with. And then we also have some unique ones. So we have the Wolfies Bar Brewery one, or the Brewer of Wolfville, where I'll sit with you, develop a beer with you, own brand, own name. I'll sell it in Wolfies Bar, and I'll send you 120 of these every couple of months. And then we're going to do one which is going to be called the Roaster of Wolfville. We're also going to do some other unique things in regards to that. So we're going to use the income that we generate from this. It's going to be put in an escrow account in a separate entity. And we're going to build Wolfies Bar London Bridge to begin with, and also launch the engagement we have with Wayward Weenies, where we're going to open up more specific physical collaborations with Wayward Weenies in the Stratford malls. We're going to do all of that immediately, and then from there, we're going to expand Wolfies Bar across the world. And we're going to do that by, we're also going to make sure that the community get 10% of the revenue generated from all of these new ventures. We're going to build a structure very much the likes of an entity type structure that you would have that will decide on these matters, but that will be allocated back to the community and will grow significantly over time, given that it's a physical space that will continue to expand and at speed also. We're going to do other cool things also. So when we decide on the next places we're going to open up in regards to Wolfies Bar, we're going to sit with the community and see where the majority of communities, where the majority of vote is on where we need to open these. And then we're going to partner with one of the community members in that area to make sure that he becomes a part owner of Wolfies Bar, so that we can make sure that our values transcend where we're going to open up these things. So a lot of things are going to happen. It's not going to be instant, but it is going to be quicker than you think. If you look at some of the expansions in regards to, for instance, Brewdog, between 5 to 10 years, Wolfies can be anywhere and everywhere, especially if we've got a strong community that buys into this and wants to be part of it. So very exciting times. We're going to mint within the next month and a bit. So make sure you join our Discord or Insta, Twitter, and all of those things, and follow us. I always try to keep it as real as possible. So you'll see me on video, you see all my posts where I talk from the engagement politically to what happens in business, and give you that insight. I think that's everything that I covered. I'm sure. Troy, you had your hand up. And I saw you put it down. I don't know if you still have a question for me.
Yeah, I still have a question.
Tell me, what's the question?
A question was raised in the community saying, could you give an example of circle economics within Wolfies Bar?
Sure. So circular economics is a very interesting concept. It comes from manufacturing, where, for instance, you build a car, and then after the car is done, you push it through a process where you take all the aspects of the car and you build a new car. So you don't waste things. The thing with restaurants, of course, being it's food, it's not a direct link. But what you can do is you can minimize the amount of products you use from afar, and you can try and support your local independence. So within the context of circular economics in a restaurant, our coffee that's roasted in Wolfies Bar, that's roasted by Lamont Deptford Market Yard, which is down the street, and then take it into Wolfies. And then the husks of those coffee get sent to Husky Cup, which produces cups, actual physical cups, food press. With that, which we also again sell in Wolfies Bar. And then the coffee that's left after it's been pushed through the machine is collected, and that is provided to the council, where it is distributed as part of the compost projects in regards to the local gardens and the food production. And so that's the extent of circular economics in regards to Wolfie's Bar. You could do a lot more, but you do have physical limitations. And I had this discussion once with one of my waitresses of the year, which just wanted complete circular economics in context of it being very green. And I had to explain to her that you've got aspects of limitations to it. So, for example, if the council doesn't provide you with a bin system or a wastage system, which is renewable, as a business, you don't have any choice, because as an independent business, you can't start like a whole renewable disposable company just to get rid of your aspects in regards to it. So you need to work in context of what you have and try and be functional in that regards. Another example, because I'm on the bottom of a big building, I can't get solar, which would have been amazing in the energy crisis. So you do have a lot of limitations. You do pursue things. So I've made suggestions, for example, where in the future we can maybe make it to awnings, solar panels in some way. But that technology or some company that pursues that doesn't exist. But if that happens, that's something you can do to get energy more efficient in that regard. But yeah, Troy, you still have your hand up. Is there any more questions on that? Or does that suffice?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Cool. So thanks for joining my space.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah. Yeah. And thanks for joining NFT Tuesdays and Wolfie's Sport Live. I'm going to host again next week and see what projects we get. But really appreciate everyone joining and listening to me rant about a bunch of things. But yeah, thanks guys, and that's it. See you next time.
Thanks for inviting us, man. Keep in touch.
Anytime, bro. We
See
will.
you
Yes.
soon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddy.